Welcome back, everyone. Lancescurv here of Lancescurv.com. Whenever you don't see my content across social media, you should always go directly to Lancescurv.com. Lancescurv.com. Never forget that. Yes, monitoring spirits are obsessed with you and watch your every move. They watch your every move. Yes, they do. You know, I don't know how old many of you are here. I know I'm getting older and older, but I'm getting better and better. But there was a song out, I think it was 1983 or 1984, by a gentleman named Rockwell. And Michael Jackson had the hook in the background. And then, you know, Rockwell wasn't known. Michael Jackson pretty much drove the sale of that song, right? And it was a good jingle. And you could Google it, or actually go on YouTube and put in Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Remember that? Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the perfect social media song, right? And not just social media, but just in life anyway, because long before social media came to be, they were monitoring spirits, if you really look back. And we thought they were harmless, right? We used to just say, oh, they're just nosy. But it's an obsession for them. And I believe you do have different types of monitoring spirits. I mean, I just want to just go and shoot from the hip like I've always been doing. I don't care who doesn't like it. If you like it, beautiful. If you don't like it, I gotta be me. The older I get, the more I'm more transparent. I just don't hold back, right? I'm retired. I'm an older guy now. I don't have to get up and go to a job. So I'm not trying to protect the job. I ain't got no job, right? I'm on a limited income. So I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I have to say. And I've been through a lot in life. Let me just give you a little background. A couple of little experiences back in the day. There was a lady, I won't call her name, on my block in Queens on 134th Street, right? I won't say how close the houses were. I won't say how far away they were. But she was like, in my life, the original monitoring spirit. This woman had to see what was going on in the neighborhood 24/7. I don't think she slept. I don't even think she slept with her husband. She had to like sleep near one of the front windows and get up and investigate all the time what was going on. It was crazy. It was sick. And I used to keep crazy hours. I still do. I used to keep crazy hours. I used to be up sometime late at night. And I was always, maybe you could call it weird. I was always a night bird, right? There was another lady in the neighborhood. She used to call me Nicodemus because I never slept, right? So, you know, I mean, it was a joking thing. It wasn't a put down. And I think I drove this monitoring spirit crazy because I never went to bed in certain periods. Now, if I had a job where I had to get up really early, that's a different story, right? If I had like a late job, I could stay up late after I came home. And on the weekends or days off, I could just stay up all night late. So she was always up real early watching stuff. And how do I know? The broom was her cover. She would always find herself outside in the front of the house or her house sweeping. I don't care what time it was. Now, I don't think she had any venomous intentions, but she was extremely nosy. So she was a monitoring spirit, but I don't think that I would consider her a monitoring spirit in the way that these days people speak on, right? And they say a monitoring spirit or demon or person is a certain being that has enough time to waste by looking for an opportunity to hurt a person's feelings, kill their destiny, destroy their life, threaten a person's faith, and also take his, her dreams, or even kill. Having known that monitoring spirits are giant killers, business killers, health killers, educational killer, family and destiny killer. They just kill everything around them. And see, I don't think she was like that. But I remember one time, I swear it was like 3 in the morning. She had a tree in front of her house, and she would always rake the yard, always sweep, sweep, sweep. So I heard that she was into the thing where if you keep sweeping, you're sweeping away spirits. Now that would drive you crazy, because if you thought something was hanging around your house in your mind, you're going to go out there and sweep. But she was always watching stuff. So she always knew what was going on in the neighborhood. So all you had to do was go in the backyard when she got on her phone and was talking to other people about what was going on in the neighborhood, and you found out everything. And I find that these monitoring spirits, even some of the innocent ones, right? But most of them are not innocent, because the byproduct of them running their mouth is not good for the people that they're talking about, because they do it covertly, right? But this one was innocent, but it's very destructive when you have somebody who is there and they keep watching you and keep watching you. And then not too far after that, there's the gossip. They watch and they report. They watch, and why do they obsess over you so much? But I remember this lady had her yard perfect, and one leaf, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm not watching her like that. I just happened to be at my front door, and I went out and sat on my front steps, and I saw this leaf come down, and I said to myself, it wouldn't surprise me if she came out there and swept the one leaf. Lo and behold, 90 seconds later, it was almost like as soon as the leaf hit the ground, it wasn't quite that way, but she came out and swept the leaf and picked it up. 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I knew this lady had issues, right? But she was getting older. She was just straight nosy, but she was how could I put it? A basic plan. You know, when you have a service on YouTube and it says, like, you know, or on a computer, right? Some kind of thing you're buying. Well, if you get the free version, this is all you get. You don't get anything with it, right? Then you get the next one, the basic version. And for $7.99, you'll get this and get that. Then you have the deluxe, right? And that may not be the most popular, because the most popular might be the next one up. But the deluxe has everything that the popular one has, that the basic one has, that the free one have. And so those are the super monitoring spirits, right? But her, she was a free package, right? So she didn't have any venom, I don't think. But she had her foot in the door of being a monitoring spirit, where that was under the umbrella of that. But she was just so, like, just plain nosy. But they're still under the same category. So now you have people who are devious. I do believe, and I feel, and I know personally, that you have people that are paid by the government to watch certain people. Maybe 20 or 30 years ago, me saying this would have made me sound like a quack. But I have experienced things personally that let me know everybody's suspect. Everybody's suspect. Because when you carry a certain light in you, we're talking on a spiritual level now. And again, I'm humble. I don't think I'm all of that. I don't think I'm somebody's prophet. I don't think I'm a seer. I see a lot. I feel a lot. And I have had times when the clouds have cleared, when I've seen things so clear of what a person's intentions are. And I'm telling you, it makes you just want to be by yourself and be away from the majority of who are in this world. Because when you are gifted enough to see the intentions of a person and feel them, you do not want them around you. You do not want them in your space. Don't play the games with me. I can see you. I can see straight through you. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, don't be bothering me. Listen, I see things. Call me crazy. Write me off. But I listen to my instincts now, because there were times in my life, and I know that you can identify with this, but there were times in my life when I didn't listen to those instincts. I didn't listen to that voice, that discerning spirit, that third eye, that pineal gland, and I lived to regret it. Like, I should have followed my first mind. I knew they wasn't no good. You see what I mean? And when you look on the banner, you see these eyes, you see these faces, and lots of times they're watching you and you don't even know it. This is not a paranoid rant, y'all. You got people out here, they're demons, they're evil, and they don't wish the best for you. And they watch you, they watch you, they watch you. They could be your family, they could be what you think of friends or co-workers or whatever. They can live close to you. And they watch your every move. And the bottom line, no matter how severe a monitoring spirit they are, they don't wish the best for you. They are waiting to see you fall. And now social media comes along and makes it easier for you to be monitored by what you put up as far as content. I don't care. I ain't got no shame. I'm a former male stripper. I don't have no shame. If you give me enough money, I will take off my clothes and run down the street butt-ass naked. So you're not shaming me. I don't care if you watch. The way to deal with them is make sure they see something that is not really you. And what do I mean by that? You peeping and watching, I'm going to feed you false information. I'm going to make sure you overhear something false. I might leave to go out the house. Well, he left 5 o'clock this evening. I might double back in 10 minutes. When you go inside, I might leave out 11 o'clock at night and you think I'm home, and I might stay 3 days out and you peeping out your window. I'm not even there. You see what I mean? Like, give them something, right? Because you don't know why they're there. See, there are some people that on a spiritual level, even they don't know why, but they're obsessed with you. And they watch you. And you have the spellcasters, the ones who believe and feel that in their heart they're justified to cast spells over your life or speak death over your life, and they watch you to see if something happens. Now, you all know my YouTube channel disappeared for a couple of days. Boy, I had so many copy and pasted messages sent to me about so many people who are happy. He lost his stuff. Ha 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 ha. Well, I'm still here. You see what I mean? So sometimes with a boxing match, you're fighting somebody and you feint a punch. You throw a fake punch, or you begin to feint, and they jump. And you see the reaction of what they would have come with if you followed through with that punch. And for me, every September is house cleaning for me. If you're not real, if you're on that using tip, you're gone. Simple as that. I'm mafia with it. I'm a New Yorker. Come on. I don't play that. You understand? I don't grin and bear the monitoring spirits, because they'll befriend you to use you, to get what they want for themselves, but they'll never reciprocate. They're on that 68 and I owe you one, if you know what I mean. You see what I mean? So you got to be very careful, because it's so easy now. You got people in other countries watching you if you put up content on a regular, or just do a regular Facebook page and you put up quotes and every now and then pictures of the family. And you got people out there, I ain't see her in a long time. Look like she doing good. Yeah, well, you know, that man she with ain't no good. She gonna get her heart broken after a while. They always looking for the negative, but in real life, in person, they will talk very positive. Isn't that something? They'll speak very spiritually ascended. See, and it's easy for them to verbally plagiarize some very effective words to bedazzle you with. They go on YouTube and they look at the different channels and things, and they hear something, and then they come and repeat it to you. Chances are you didn't see that video, because there are billions of videos out there. So that's their game. And you say, oh no, they could never do this. And, oh no, they could never do that. But once I see it in you, you're not going to have a chance to do anything, because you will not be a part of my life. And this is what you have to do to these people. Why are they on you like that? Again, at the highest level, it could be the government. Not to feed or fuel anybody's paranoia, but I know I got a big mouth, and I know that I've been out here on these YouTube and Google and internet streets for a long time, not just once a week, but every day. And I speak my mind, and I move without fear, and I'm not too popular with the people who want to control me and everybody else that thinks like me. Come on now. Just had a video taken down about the German daycares. Well, you go onto Lancescurv.com if you want to see that video. I just wanted to remind you, because I had a few comments like, man, the video was snatched down. And I saw when they snatched it down too. They sent me a notice. Like, we had to remove a video. They didn't want to tell me which one it was. But I knew, because the person there was looking for it and they couldn't find it. But I knew which one it was. So I put it up on Rumble, and it's on Lancescurv.com. You may have to scroll down a little bit, because I'm going to be doing tons of content from now on. You see what I mean? In other channels that I'm running, I'm going to be doing a lot of work. So stuff gets buried real quick. So if you see something that you like, save it, share it, save it, do whatever you got to do with it. But if you blink, it's like a Mike Tyson fight back in the 80s and early 90s. You might miss something because it'll get buried quick. But like I said, when I had Irritated Genie on, and I had him on several times, and it wasn't even on YouTube. It was on another platform, right? That night, after, just maybe 2 hours after, I got a strike, a community guideline strike. And I kind of felt that it might be that way. And it was just from the advertisement for the show, because I wasn't on YouTube with the full show. I was on YouTube in the community section just to say Irritated Genie's going to be on, and this is the title of the show. They watched me like a hawk because the book he was promoting, the Kanye West Enemies Are the Problem. I don't mean it's Kanye West. You know, he had a problem with certain factions of the population who control Hollywood. They may take this one down too. I don't know. Listen, we're in a free fall and a free for all. We are free falling, not falling like bad, but we down in each other's backside. And I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm not going to move in fear. They're watching now. Seriously, and I don't usually talk this way, but many of you remember when they messed with my website and the other platform that I paid for. They contacted them and made them refuse my business. That's a fact, if you can remember that. It wasn't too long ago. And there's other things that have happened. I don't have to go down through the list. There's a lot of things I notice and information comes to me, whatever. So it's not about just me, but I've invited people to the show, had people on that the masses out there, the people in control, did not want to have get out there. So I'm that guy. It's not me. Yeah, it's a little bit me. But if you're unpopular with the ones who want to control our minds, well, guess what? They're going to come after you. That's part of the game. See, I'm not out here to talk just about celebrities and who I went to bed with last night and what I ate and who's bad and I'm going to blow somebody up. I like to talk about real stuff that you want to hear on a commute, while you do your dishes, while you wash your clothes, deep stuff. I'm a little funny too, right? But they know I pack a punch with the messages that I bring consistently. And there are a lot of good people out here doing the same thing, but a lot of them are too fearful to say what they have to say. I click the button, I start talking. I don't start with a script. I don't have bulleted points. Sometimes if I want to make sure that I get everything out, I'll do that, but you know how I do. But anyway, these monitoring spirits, right? What's their intention? What's their purpose? You know, people will fixate on you. You'd be surprised how many people are fixating on you right now, watching you right now. See, okay, put it this way. I'm going to find this video and I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to put the link for the video. I got to look for it. It may take 2 or 3 days, but there's a way, right? Check this out. There's a way on Facebook that you can go on your Facebook page, your personal page, and you can go and actually see the people, strangers or close friends, that have been on your page watching you. Now, you know your friends are going to come on and be, so it's cool. Like if you're somebody you talk to every day, somebody that you're close to, they go on your page, cool. But then you see these URLs, and I'll just explain how it works a little bit. I can't tell you everything because I don't remember, but you got to click. They give you the instructions, right? Click on this part of the page and click this part of the page. And then you open up the numbers in the Facebook URL. Let me know if you know about this, right? But it's very interesting. And it was years ago that I got this video. I tried to save it. I don't know if I still have it saved, but I know how to look for it, right? This dude spilled the beans. So what it is that your name that you have on Facebook, that's not what Facebook sees when it sees your page. It just sees you as a bunch of numbers. I don't know if it's 12 numbers or 8 or 50, whatever. So when you see facebook.com/your name, that's just the facade. so people can see that it's you. But as far as Facebook is concerned, from the internal, it's a bunch of numbers, 18655, whatever it may be, any combination of numbers. That's your name. So when you go to following the instructions on your Facebook page and get into the guts of your page, and you scroll down a little bit, you will see a bunch of numbers, a comma, a bunch of numbers, a comma, a bunch of numbers, and a comma, and it goes on hundreds and hundreds of times. And those bunch of numbers are actually the address of that person who came onto your page last. When you look at the first one. So what you do, you open up another Facebook page, right, with your name on it, and then you take out the name after the forward slash. And then you copy those numbers off the other and paste it there and refresh it. And you'll see the page of the person who came on last. You go to the next one, same on, so on and so on and so on. So if you see your buddy from work or your next door neighbor who you're cool with, or your side action there, whatever, I'm just being funny, y'all, then it's okay because you know them and it's okay to go on your stuff. But when you see somebody who you're like, wait a second, I know that person's face. I see them on the bus every day. I see them on the train every day. They're watching you. They're a monitoring spirit. And it's a great way. And it's not a matter of being paranoid. Some people will take it too far and like do this every day. If you want to, fine. If you feel threatened. I just thought it was very interesting that there are people who don't even know you, or people who you know and I can identify as enemies, and they're on your stuff all day, every day, watching into your life and watching what you post. They don't have a life of their own. Now, we all sometimes see some, say, hey, let me check this out. Oh, I know this person. That's innocent. But if you see this person consistently every day, several times a day, watching you, see, they can do this now on their smartphones. See, I have a lot of people that I don't dig too tough. They know I don't dig them too tough, but they can't stay off of my sugar honey iced tea. And the same for you, possibly. It's just that my face has been out there many, many years, well over 2 decades, consistently. So I know I'm going to get it. So you'll find people that are fascinated with you. You'll find people who despise you. You'll find people who watch you just to watch you fall. These monitoring spirits. You see what I mean? And they can take it further on a spiritual level. Like I said, they could be the spellcasters, the ones who are like watching you, but doing their thing, doing their little, incantations and the spell, whatever. Why? Because they don't have a life. Why? Because they're insecure. Why? Because where you are is where they think they should be. Grown people now. And pretty much for me, I know who they are around me. There's a whole lot I don't know, but I pretty much know who they are. And that's why the other day they were jumping for joy. And they got their hearts broken. I'm sorry. They were so happy. I'm like, damn. Just show your hand that you got from the deck. Amazing. Grown people. Grown people. Like, I mean, in this life, we have the chronological thing going on. You look on the wall, you see the clock. And I always said in my past videos and communications and writings that, this thing called time is artificial. Because on the next level, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of being. Being who you are, being that. There is no time. There is no rush. There is no place you have to rush to get to. So if you can live like that on this level, you'll add years. And it's funny that I'm going to use the same, let's say you add years, but you will add years to your life. Because it's not how much you take care of yourself. Yes, you have to take care of yourself, right? But just listen to what I have to say on this one, right? You can take care of yourself. You can take care of your health. But if you have venom in your heart, if you're hateful, if you don't like to see people do good, and you think you should be in their place, that's the fastest thing that will kill you and take you away from this earth. Because there are people who have done things to their body. I've known guys who have used drugs all their life and drinking all their life, staying up all night, doing everything wrong. Potato chips for breakfast with cold pizza and soda. You know what I mean? And they're living into their 80s and 90s. And the reason why is because they don't have that hidden venom in their heart. You'll have monitoring spirits who watch you because they're angry with you because they don't see any venom in your heart by the way that you move. And they feel the weight of the venom that's inside of them. And they're mad at you because of that. They despise you because you are light in your spirit and you're not bogged down with the negative attributes of an evil person. Evil people smile too. Evil people have some of the most beautiful smiles you ever want to see, and they use them on us all the time. And we drop our guards. I'm not saying you have to be paranoid, but you just can't let people in like that, because with these monitoring spirits, they know that as soon as you meet them and freshly meet them, you're going to spill so much information about yourself. And that's human nature. Maybe we've learned to not do that, but there are times when we want to be accepted and included. And so, like when you go on a new job, you don't know who the supervisors are or not. And some of the workers act like the supervisors because they know they got seniority over you because you just started. So they start, you go in the break room, hey, welcome aboard. I see that ring on your finger. How long have you been married? You got any kids? You think it's innocent, right? So they go and find out your full name if they don't already know it. They get on social media and search you, and now they're in your life, and you don't even realize it. And you answer just a few simple questions. And if this one asks you 2 or 3 innocent, seemingly innocent questions, and then the next person who you don't know that they're tight with each other, but they act like they're not. They may even act like they don't like each other, but they're both gathering information on you and whoever else so they can have the upper hand when certain situations come up. You see what I mean? So you got to understand you have a lot of people out here like that. The person that passes you in the street, you don't know who they are. Oh, good morning. They may know all about you. And these people, like I said, gossip follows them. Some of them. Because the real monitoring agents, they'll keep their stuff or your stuff to themselves because they're reporting it to somebody else. See, so this is why I carry myself the way I do. Once I see that there's a crack in the dam, once I see there's a leak in the boat, once I see some smoke coming from behind the walls for an electrical fire, you've got to bail out. Your energy is precious. Your life is precious. Keep your business to yourself. These people who come smiling all the time, unless they're established, or like say, for example, I'll give a pass on this, right? If I have a person in my life who is near and dear to me, who I know by the way they live their life, we've gotten closer over the decades. Not just 2 decades, not just 3 decades, but at least 4, right? Because I have a handful of brothers. You can't just say friends. We're not blood brothers, but we're brothers. They're more brother to me than my own blood brother who's out there in the world doing what he does, smoking his stuff, right? I have sisters. And I do have sisters, right? That's a long story. My father, when he was younger, when he was real young, look, I got some sisters that probably they're in their 90s right now. 2 sisters, late 80s, early 90s. That's a long story, y'all. They're back in Jamaica. They got kids, grandkids, great-great-grandkids. They may not even be around. Hope they are. Long story. I'll tell that story another time, right? But it's you just don't know. You just don't know. They could be family, friends. The people you know for sure, the only way I'll give a person a pass is if the 3 or 4 people that I know, now there's sisters that I know, right? But out of the males, the 3 or 4 that I'm like, what you say is gospel, if they say, listen, Lance, this person here, they passed the test. I've known them for so many decades. They're on the up and up. I'm telling you. Let them come. stay with you for a little while, treat them like family, treat them like you would me. No questions asked. It's a done deal. And even they won't say that unless it's really, really real. They won't just say that like 10 times just to give somebody the hookup. They don't even have to say they're trustworthy. Like, Lance, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know, you can leave them there. Do this for me. That's gangster. That's the way you do it. That's the old school way you do it. But see, now, these people come on their own. Not the good people, but the fake people. They come on their own and they already have their intentions. You can't even let them come in your house. You can't even let them sit down by the couch by themselves and you go to the bathroom because they whip up their phone. Click, 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 click. You don't know who they send these pictures to. You see what I mean? Then they go run off of something they think they know, and you hear it, and it comes back to you from 2 or 3 people that don't even know each other, and they pointed this one out. Okay. And there's some who will fall for the okie doke, and they'll look you dead in the eye and be like, I couldn't have never said anything like that about you. But you're looking at a screenshot. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a second. But you never tell them that. Monitoring spirits. They just watch you. What do they want? Some are just nosy. Some are just lonely. Some of them are after you to destroy your life. Some of them don't like the joy that you have in your life. Some of them know your destiny even before you know your destiny. Isn't that something? They know your righteous trajectory even before you realize it. They know who you are. They know you're going places. And so for you to go places, you've got to sharpen the blade that is you. So you cut through the riffraff, you cut through the fake people like a hot knife through butter, because that's your destiny. And so many of us have lost way to our righteous destiny, effing around with these damn waste of time, do nothing, bottom feed, mediocre, nondescript entities who all they can do all their life is watch you because you're powerful. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. You're powerful. You don't need the validation of these people who just want to cling on. And like I said in the other video the other day, right? Like you got that ambulance that's getting up through traffic, going through lights, and you have the cars that get behind it just to get a free way to speed and get through traffic. And see, this is how these people plot on you. But sometimes when they can't get to you that way, they will just watch you, pick up your rhythms, and hope beyond hope after they cast their spells that you fall into a hole so they can feel better about themselves. Feel better about themselves. See, he thought he was going to be this, but he won't make it now. And you have people who only come around when it seems as though there's a negative situation. They'll open their mouth then. Oh, I hope all is well. Is everything okay? And they're hoping that you're so upset at something in your personal life that you give an indication. There may not be anything wrong. They may want to drop a word. Oh, make sure to get your rest, Lance. You've been looking kind of tired. Did you put on weight? Or did you lose weight? Or did you this? Or, Lance, you know, because I like to eat. Sometimes I get bloated and I'm like 15 pounds heavier. Lance, you look like you put on 40 pounds. I'm like, well, actually, I put on 75. You know what I mean? Roll with it. Do the verbal taekwondo. Take their energy and roll with it and use it against them. Whatever you want to say, go ahead and say. I'm consistent. I'm still here. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. You're not going to stop me. You're wasting your time to stop me. But again, haters and monitoring spirits, they pick winners. So for you who have multiple haters, you're doing a good job doing something. Because haters don't pick bums to go follow and monitor. They pick winners. So thank you for letting me know that you chose me. Because I know on my social media what I see. And even in real life what I see. And this is why I'm a ninja. I move in the shadows. I'll tell you one thing and do another. I might have been in Kenya last week. You won't know, maybe till 2 years. I might have been in South Africa, right? I might have came to America 3 times and y'all didn't know because I didn't shoot no video. You don't know. Wear a little hoodie and walk past somebody's house. You see him in the window. Damn, that's a hater right there. But I wish I could just pop up on you and say hi and blow your mind. But certain things you have to keep to yourself. You really have to fight to keep to yourself. I remember years ago, I was driving the bus, but this was like early on. And I used to take pictures in the traffic. Like when I had a layover, it was like a lot of traffic. I know through Valencia College, there was always traffic jams when the school was letting out, when the buses were coming through and certain cars were passing through as a shortcut. I would take pictures of the traffic, and on my days off, I could tell it now because I'm not out there now. On my days off, I'd say, oh God, the traffic is so heavy out here. I can't wait to go home. Boy, home is so sweet. I'm out here. I got about 7 more hours out here to work. I can't wait to get home. The traffic is so bad. But meanwhile, when I put that picture up, I was home with my feet kicked up, doing something, relaxing in the backyard or something. And people are like, oh man, I didn't know you worked today. Oh, the comments, yeah. I'll wait for you. Sure, wait for me. I'll be back on the route another 2 hours. You got to learn how to play these people who are on you like that and throw the stuff out. I do it all the time. You know, I've learned to more so keep my mouth shut. I'll put out false information. I'll choke the monitoring spirits. But I thought, well, he said he was going to be here, but how did they get past me? You know what I mean? Bug them out, waste their time. Because they're watching you in a way where it's not going to be anything good. It's not going to be anything good. Because the real monitoring spirits want to inflict hurt and pain into your life. They're also called like watchers or masquerading spirits. You know, I've known people that like position their car in a way where they can watch your house. They may live 2 or 3 doors down, maybe next door. They get in their car, little darkened windows, and they sit there until they see you come out or they see you come back in. It's that bad. You pay them no mind. You play the game with them, but it's that bad. So just be careful because it could be a very dangerous thing too. It may not be somebody who's casting weak spells on you that don't work, because most of the time, look, I'm out here in the motherland. I've discovered that probably 98%, 99.999% of that stuff does not work. You got folks in America who are claiming this and claiming that, in the Caribbean claiming this and claim. Listen, if your voodoo or your obia really work, why are you so broke? Why are you so unhappy? You're supposed to be casting spells, right, to have things happen. What happened? Why is your life so miserable? Answer me that. Obia workers, voodoo workers, your stuff ain't working. But there is a small, infinitesimally small amount of people who know what they're doing. And those who know what they're doing, you know what? They have a clean heart. So they're not looking to do something to somebody or cast love spells or get revenge on your enemy. And we don't like people. See, especially black people, I'm going to say it. And you got to be, oh, don't call yourself black because so-and-so. Well, why not? Because most of your hearts are black. Like when your lungs are black from smoking from so many years or living in a big city where there's smog. Well, you're so hung up on what you call yourself. But like I always say, you can take sweet chocolate icing and rub it across feces. And it will look good. Might even smell good because the chocolate icing covered the feces. But if you think this is a chocolate cake, you go ahead and take a bite. You have a mouthful of shit. Seriously. And this is how people, they have bad hearts. Look, when you have a good heart, good intentions, and you know what you're doing, I know for a fact that you can be effective in something righteous that you're trying to call up, right? But other than that, when you're doing stuff because your nose is in the mud like a pig, and you tell yourself you know things, but what is it doing for you? You broke? You got nothing going on? You're not prospering? Well, you may move along a little bit and make some little bit of progress, whatever have you, but there's nothing great happening. You already see it. You already see the trajectory of your sorry life. And I'm not saying this to everybody. I'm saying these people who want to act so powerful. Oh, I know what to do for you. I'm going to go and I know I'm going to get you. You're going to get me. The venom you're spewing out is going to come back on you because your mind is twisted. Plus, a lot of these people that I know one in particular, they had mental issues from years ago. And it's still going on. So you pity those people because they have clouds around them. They can't see life for what it is. You can make great things happen in this life. But if you're wasting your time watching somebody else, their every move, right? It ain't never going to happen for you because you've got to put your energy to focus it in on yourself. This next week is going to be a tremendously progressive week for me. But I'm dedicated to make a lot of content this week, right? So let's see how it goes. You know, aside from an emergency, some catastrophe, this is what I hope to do. I have no time. Oh, let me watch this one. There's pages and sites and people. I don't go in there watching people like that. I have my favorites for the things that I like the boxing pages and the bodybuilding pages, because that's what I'm into. I used to do bodybuilding and I love boxing. I can't even count the 1 or 2 times I was sparring with somebody. No, it's more than that. I was much younger, right? But I love that sport, right? So other than that, I have no time to be watching. I'm a creator. Imagine, okay, they say in the Bible, God created the earth and the heavens in 7 days, right? What if God was a monitoring spirit? Nothing would get done. The animals wouldn't be around. We wouldn't be around. No. He was too busy. We're speaking the Bible talk now, right? He was too busy to sit around and watch something else. And this is how you have to do, because you see, the monitoring spirit, the more you do, the more you piss them off, Because like, how's this person getting so much done? Because I'm focused on my own stuff. And that sinks them into a hole of despair, like they're standing in quicksand and they can't come out because they're busy watching you. And they're not watching you, they're watching the gossip sites. They're looking into other people's lives. What is your purpose here? Ask yourself, what have you done? And I'm not talking about on a carnal level or a worldly level where, oh, I accomplished this and my name is up in lights and all this stuff. I'm not talking about that. What have you really done to affect the lives of people around you? And I don't mean just physically around you, because you might have monitoring spirits right next door to you. You know what I mean? You leave them alone. You work, you push, you manifest. You let those people motivate you because you don't want to be like them. Imagine that. That'd be a curse to me sitting up watching somebody through my blinds. What car is that? They got bags. I guess they went to the supermarket, right? What the light on? What's the light doing on 3 o'clock in the morning? Where you going? But nah. God, what a life! And you can't execute and create something of your own. Only thing you created was a child or two, and that was circumstantial because you was having sex. You did nothing to leave a legacy. You did nothing to build so that your children can have something after that. Your whole life, you was a nosy ass monitoring spirit. When you see them type of people, run, leave them alone, because it's like a poison on your heart and your mind. And just being around them over time will make you sick. See, this is what a lot of folks don't understand. Spiritual wickedness will make you physically sick. Spiritual wickedness will make you physically sick. We look at the spirit like it's something so separate from the body, and it will separate, right? But there's a point where the physical body touches the spirit. And if this is what's inside of you, your vehicle will become sick. If you're a lazy person, you don't want to maintain anything, you don't want to upkeep anything, the car is separate from you. But you being a lazy person who owns the car, guess what? You're not going to change the oil on time. You're not going to clean the vehicle out. You're not going to rotate the tires. Your laziness will affect the vehicle you drive that was perfect when you bought it brand new. And you can tell by the way people drive, by the way they keep their vehicles, what's in their heart. See, the way they drive, they don't give you a break. They speeding through. They don't want to see you get ahead. You're in one lane, they're in the next lane, and they're going at a certain fixed speed, but you're coming up a little bit on a faster lane, and as soon as you pass them, they start trying to catch up. They don't even know you, and they're trying to compete with you. For what? And then you have those monitoring spirits that try to compete with you. You do something, they do something. And they don't realize they're mirroring your movements. You see what I mean? Like they give themselves away so much, and they just don't know what the hell it is you're doing. And when you do something very unique, right? Anybody can get a YouTube page. Anybody can get on TikTok and yabba, 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 right? Anybody can do that. But many will go into that to compete with you because it's an ego thing. And I find a lot of this going on with men. I must get more followers than him. It must be me who is the one who speaks as a prophet. I'm like, yo. Oh, mental sickness is a hell of a thing, but these monitoring spirits are also, someone can be mentally sick also, to focus on you. I don't know, maybe I look like the guy who broke your heart if you're a woman, or maybe I look like the guy that broke your jaw when you were a teenager. I don't know, but it's not my problem. You need to go deal with that, and you need to go and figure out how to straighten your life out. That's gotta be really crazy. And you see these people's houses, right? You know you got a monitoring spirit in a certain house and all the Venetian blinds are broke. They so used to pulling the blinds back, it's blinds like, yo, I'm gonna stay this way because you keep coming to the window and peeping out. What are you peeping for? Like me, as long as I got food in the house, sometimes I probably don't even come out for like 6 days. I might go out on one of the balconies or go down in the yard or something like that. I don't even come out. I come out to get some sun, but I got some private places I can get sun and nobody can see me. I don't care what you're doing. I got to do what I need to do because time is limited while we're on this plane when man has made time so important. How do you spend your days? What's in your mind? You might be doing something righteous on the outside. Oh, he takes care of his family and he's doing it. But your mind might be on that person that you're monitoring. It's sick. I don't want nothing to do with them people. You know, wow, it's so quiet out here. I have to say, I had to get used to the sound of bats because we have these papaya trees in the back, right? Nighttime, the bats come out and they try to eat on some of the papaya, but the owls come out to try to eat some of the bats. So it's like war going on out there. And early before I started this video, a certain noise, and like, you know, I'm right by the window. There's a screen and everything, but you know, it's nighttime. It's pitch black out there unless I have my floodlights on. And these things come closer. You hear them and like, whoa, it's a frightening sound. It's crazy. Yeah, but the watching and the monitoring, a lot of it is mental sickness. A lot of it is insecurity. A lot of it could be actual agencies watching you. I won't bar that out because it is easy on social media now to be observed. It was a lot harder back then. Just imagine, it was a lot harder back in the day. Now they can go in, government agencies can go in your computer. We have no more privacy, right? After the whole 911 thing, which I know was an inside job and an excuse just to scare the world, to have us all clamoring, please find the boogeyman, find Bin Laden. Bin Laden didn't have nothing to do with that. And all the airspace was closed and the Bin Laden family was the only ones allowed to fly. Come on, man. You know something's up with that. So that's an inside job. And that was to scare us. Please go inside my emails. Please go inside. There was no privacy even before that. The U.S. government is one of the biggest monitoring spirits you ever want to see. You don't have freedom. You don't have privacy. Privacy is no more. Privacy was gone. So not only do we have the U.S. government and other governments that do that on their people, right, watching us, now it's open to so many people. And you got hackers and people who are almost hackers. They don't hack, but they got hacking abilities. I got a couple of buddies like that. They let me know what's up around me. People around me every now and then. I say, listen, I'm not telling you to do that, but really and truly, for real, oh, you got to get rid of this one. And the quacks that come around, you don't know who they are. I mean, I'm speaking from my point of view doing stuff online. But this goes for everybody. Because it's so easy to reinvent yourself. It's so easy to put up a facade and create another profile and put a fake avatar or even part of your face. You know, you pull the hat down over one eye and you show your lips and your nose and one eye is showing. Just crazy stuff. Or people who you know that make new profile pages. That's the one that cracks me up. Oh, he blocked this one, so I'm going to come with this one. But you got the same IP address, fool. Your coordinates are the same. You ain't fooling nobody. You know, soon I'm going to start blowing folks up. You know what I mean? Because not me. It's not even me. I mean, I have people who care and they look out for me. And if I can't figure out that you're false, trust me, somebody in my corner will. And I only rock with the real. That's what it is. It's always been that way with me. That's just in my DNA. That's the way I've been raised. That's the way my father and mother raised me. If you ain't feeling somebody or they got some kind of feeling towards you that's negative, leave them alone. Leave them alone. I just want to hear what many other people out here have to say about this, because lots of times, in order not to sound like you're crazy, you don't say anything. But this is the time to come out and say whatever it is you have to say, or what you feel is going on in your life. It's your life. And you have these spiritual antennas that go out beyond your physical body. You can feel somebody around the corner if it's strong enough. Like, okay, I don't feel right. You say, oh, I don't feel right. And it's somebody who's going to get into a dispute with you. You know, 10 minutes from now in the restaurant down the block and they're already there and something is getting your guard up. This is how I feel it works. But if you're distracted and you're around a lot of people who are distracting you and pulling on your energy, you're not going to get that. But for me now, the ultimate is to be out in nature where I am. There's nothing really around me. And whatever's around me, I reject it anyway, because it ain't good energy. You can just be at peace with yourself. Mr. SCURV goes into town and I'm here by myself the whole day, I'm not talking. That sharpens my abilities and skills. And when you go out in nature and walk barefoot, you do this every day. You get right around the plants and you talk to them. You come in, you wash yourself up again. You keep yourself clean. You keep your mind sharp. You keep your brain focused. You become more of what you are and what you were made to be. And it's easier to hit your destiny because I'm not peeping out no damn window or sitting in no truck or no car and watching the next door neighbor all damn day long. It's crazy. You got whole families like this too. They got no family life and they're watching you. What you watching me for? You watch me enough on social media? You want to see me now? Whatever. I don't know. Just do you. Make sure to do you. Russell Simmons, even though Russell Simmons, as of recent, has not been getting good press. He had a book he wrote called Do You. It was a really good read too. Really good read. You know, we all fall into things and do great things, and sometimes, you know, we fall back, like they say in church, backslidden. And as long as you can come back, because the bottom line is that we're human and we are going to make mistakes and we're going to have misjudgments. But as life goes on, you should understand that we should be getting better in what we do, right? The mistakes that we made yesterday or the misjudgments that we made yesterday, we shouldn't be doing that today. We should have learned from our misjudgments. You know, once or twice, or whatever. Come on now, 5, 6 times, or damn near 70, and you're still thinking the same way, you're still feeling the same way. That means you've made no progress, and you're not going to make any progress just watching people. You got to go within. Monitor yourself. Monitor yourself and go within and look for the things that you have to clean up and perfect, right? That would be more effective use of your time than watching somebody else, because there are billions of people on the earth. There's so much going on right now. And see, I always remind myself of that I have my own little world, but I'm also aware of the bigger world. And that's what has helped me to come out of where I lived. You know, I was born and raised in New York City, lived there for 38 years, and then I lived in Orlando, Florida for 19. But I just laid my head there in Orlando, right? Because that didn't make me who I am. I'm a New Yorker to the bone, right? But I was always aware of a bigger world. And so we had so many people, or I had so many people that would come around me that were small thinkers. You know, they just wanted to get an apartment and move 3 blocks over. Well, I like the neighborhood, but I don't want to move too far because, you know, the supermarket over there, you know, I get my weed over there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's okay to even want to stay in the same neighborhood. You might have family close by. I'm not knocking you. You don't have to leave and jump countries like I did. You don't have to do that. Everybody's situation is different. I always say, I don't throw off on anybody or pressure anybody because, number one, you have special needs, children, you know, elderly adults that may be a family member or a long-term friend of the family. They didn't have anybody, so they end up with you. You may be on a job and say, man, I got 7 more years before I retire, but I can't make a move right now. And just plain old stability that you enjoy. You don't want to upset the apple cart. You don't want to go through years of adjustment or whatever. It's cool, but learn to expand your world, at least for the awareness factor, to be aware that there are big cities out there that are here in America or other places in the world. I was researching Kenya. I've always been doing that. And I was amazed. And they got prostitution, they got a little bit of crime here and there, whatever. But I was amazed at how it was so similar to where I was born and raised in New York City. Certain attributes. I mean, it's East Africa, right? So it's different than West Africa. Different mentality, but for business and progression, but you can still move a little bit out of that city and have straight country. It's fascinating to me. So, you know, whether I did or I hope to, whatever, I'm not putting that out to the world. But I have things that I'm looking into. Every time you hit one level, there's always a next level higher. And wherever you are, there's an advantage to being where you are. But you have to realize it, right? So I'm saying this in the spirit of the monitoring spirit that doesn't utilize these things, and their life becomes stagnant. They may make a little progress because they have to, but it's not anything that they had vision for, because their vision is so caught up in watching you and feeling bad toward you. It's not like they're just curious, like they're a fan or something like that. That's a whole different thing. They like what you do, they like you, and they watch you, and they're fascinated with you, and obsessed with you. That's one thing. When you want to control somebody, when you have bad feelings toward them, maybe you like them or something, and they're not digging you, and you're mad at that. Person you monitoring might be digging somebody else, and you see them with a member of the opposite sex. Well, I say it that way because that's all I deal in, right? And now you mad. He spent time with her, and he should be with me. I thought we had something going. He ain't paying me no mind. Let's go on down to the spiritual store and get them candles, and we gonna get them roots, and we gonna do something to straighten this out. And you so worried about the person next door down the block, cause who you think slighted you. And then next week, for all of your spells cast and all of the power you think you have, you're sitting in darkness and not by choice. You didn't pay your light bill and the lights are cut out. Throw a spell for that. Make some money appear out of nowhere. Make the lights come on by themselves. It's crazy what a lot of us as black people think and where our minds are. I know many of you in elementary school have done that experiment where you take a magnifying glass and you're outside on a sunny day and you put a piece of newspaper on the ground and you hold that magnifying glass until it focuses the light of the sun. The free light of the sun gets so focused on one point, and at one point of the paper begins to burn. What does that tell you? You focus your energy on something. It could be very powerful. Now, these monitoring spirits are focused on you, and it could be very powerful if you're not on point. Because they're watching your life and they know damn near more about your life than you do. When their kids came home 3:23, they usually come home 3:10. That means they stopped and went somewhere. I want to see what they're doing. Oh, his wife went out the country for a couple months, and I see another car there, and it's a woman. It might be the dude's cousin. You know what I mean? It might be the cleaner lady. She might be gay. What do you mean? Maybe she had something wrong with a car parked out there and had to spend the night. I know what they're doing. Oh, I know. People looking for stuff. Damn. Is life that boring to you that you got to live it through somebody else? And we have YouTube now, and people putting up videos, and you can see inside their house. You can see their spouse and size them up, and I'm better than them. He need to be with me. All kind of things out here. But keep yourself, for the most part, anonymous. Keep yourself aware of what's around you. And don't fall for the smiles of the monitoring spirits. Don't fall for the smiles of these false people who want to get in your life. Not because they like you, not because they're attracted to you. You have some who like you. You'll have some people who are attracted to you, but that's far and few between in this world. These people want their intel so they can destroy your life. And lots of times when they monitor your life, they get their feelings hurt because of the progress that you're making. Where once they may have said that you're not going to get anything done at all. I remember me and SCURV talking one day. There was a young lady who saw some sand out in front on our property, and she ran off with the mouth. Oh, they don't even have enough money to build a house. Look at them acting like they're going to build something. But when you look at it, this person doesn't have a pot to piss in. They're dependent on others, but they got the biggest mouth. So that tells you there's all kind of motivations with people like this. It's not for you to figure out. Just keep these people away and vet who comes around you. That seems to be an underlying thought in many of my videos. Just vet who comes around you, because you let the wrong energy in your life, they can create and cause chaos and tiptoe right on out of your life and leave you in the chaos that they started. You don't need that. But I'm going to wrap this down. I ranted enough. And you know how when you have a conversation with somebody you haven't had a conversation with in a long time, and you hang up the phone, you're like, oh man, I forgot to tell them about this. I know as soon as I stop this video, I'm going to say the same thing. Oh, I should have, you know what I mean? But we'll be doing some stuff later on. Maybe I'll do a shorter one later on. Tomorrow's always coming. We got a lot of stuff going. I'm just so happy that we vibe together. The comments, bring them to me raw. You don't have to agree, right? It's just a matter of us, you know, chiseling each other to make ourselves better. Iron sharpens iron, right? So that's how we're going to do. So anyway, I just want to say, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to talk about. These are the type of topics I love to talk about. But the thing is, you know, many people don't understand. One more thing I want to say. See, I knew it was going to be one more. When you have a normal level of energy that is pretty much sustainable, you know, okay, this is the way I always feel because I take good care of myself. You know, sometimes you have a burst of more energy, whatever, but very seldom do you feel sickly and weak and tired. Now, if you overexert yourself, you will get that way, right? But here's the thing. When you're on a certain path and trajectory and you know yourself, it's like, I've been eating good, I've been resting good, I'm in a good space. And one day you wake up and you're severely drained and you feel this weight on you. Understand that monitoring spirit that has this venom for you may be pulling on your energy. And they want to do that because they want to suck from your energy, because lots of them don't have energy or even a focus to know what it is that they're here for. Yeah, you work, you pay your bills, you eat your food, you go to sleep, you get up, you obey the law, all this stuff. But aside from that, that's all they're doing. They're just basically vegetables. It doesn't mean you have to have some great calling that the whole world sees, right? But it may be holding down the righteous things and affecting those in your path in a good way. A lot of these people can't even do that because, like I said, it's all about gossip for them. They hear something, they run with it. Grown-ass people. I'll never stop talking about them people, because those people are the worst. and they think that they can be quiet for a little while and everything's okay. No, we already know how you're wired. We already know what's under your hood. I'd rather take somebody else into my life that I never knew before, vet them over time, and roll and rock with them. Or somebody who has a track record of productivity, then I can join with you. Like when you see two businesses merge, right? Oh, McDonald's is going to merge with Burger King. I don't think that's going to happen because they're competitors, but if they had to merge with some unknown restaurant, fast food restaurant, they're not going to do it. They're going to merge with somebody who has a track record of being great in business. So merge with somebody who is already doing something in their life, whether they're online or not, where they have a resume. Just like when you go to a job and they ask you for your resume, let me see what you've been doing. And I'm going to verify and validate this thing. And this is what you have to do. Too many of us let too many of these people into our lives just because they got a nice smile, or they have the same culture, or they say certain keywords. And you're like, oh, wow, they're just like me. People will reformulate themselves to be something very appealing to you so they can get into your life and monitor you. Sitting right up in your living room, checking you out so they can destroy you down the line. See, there's more spiritual wickedness running across this world. That's for sure. If you don't agree with anything that I say, it's cool, but you got to agree that there's more spiritual wickedness across the land. And with that, it's almost like a heightened sense, a heightened alert, like when they say, oh, it's a red alert, cold red, you know, then you got yellow, then you got white, whatever, gradual colors going down. Now it's high alert, cold red in your life. The older we get on this level is the less time we have on this level, so you don't have time to waste and invest in something that's coming to tear you down. Make sure you only add quality ingredients to the soup that is you. You know what I mean? Once you got the flavor right, you got your life right, you're enjoying your life, you play a little music, you cook your food. You may not even have anybody in your life right now, but you're enjoying your life. Enjoy it. Soak it up. You got other monitoring spirits who may be near you. Maybe the beauty parlor. I'm talking to the women now. A friend or some acquaintance, and girl, you need to find you a man. But you're happy already. You've attained your happiness. So when that time comes, it's going to come. It's okay. It will come. But don't go running something down just because some monitoring spirit wants to wreck up what you already have in-house already. That you content, that you're happy, you spend time with yourself. You've been through the sugar honey iced tea, the SHIT. You don't want no more of that. So you're going to take your time. Just like I told the ladies, and this might be off topic, there's a lot of good dick attached to foolish men, to lazy men, to men who don't want to do anything and add on to your life. They can't add on to your life unless they have a progressive life. And it should be going on without you. They should be able to hold stuff down for themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, on their own. You're not going to fix somebody or change them or heal them. And there are some good guys out here that need help healing, but you can do it before you bring them in your life. And that goes for any pairing, whether it's a friend or an acquaintance or whatever. You can only do but so much. You have your stuff to do. It's not being selfish. You can help to a point. Don't help where you realize that everybody you try to save by throwing out your rope and your raft and your resources to help, you're helping them. But in the water, you end up drowning, and you realize you're the one drowning because you're so damn drained, running behind, helping these people that's going to give you their ass to kiss later on. Not all of them, but some of them. It might even be most of them. Make sure you are taken care of, and that's what I'm on right now. People who are used to using you, whether they're monitoring spirits or not, they're going to be very upset with you when you take care of yourself first, as you should. You make sure your cup is filled up to the rim. Make sure, because they're not going to do it. And when you're drained and need your cup to be filled up, they're going to look at you and say, I ain't got nothing to fill up in you. And they're running off with a full cup. They will do that. But anyway, I'm supposed to be leaving like 7 or 8 minutes ago, and I'm running my mouth. I love talking to you all. It's a joy. If you can extract something of worth from what I'm saying, even if it's just 1 point out of this whole video, it's cool. It's cool. I'll share whatever I've learned in this life, because I've had a very intense life. I've learned a lot. I'm not saying I know all the wisdom. No, I'm not even saying I have wisdom. I'm a knucklehead too, you know, sometime. We all can be. But the bottom line is to share what's inside of us to help people in our path. Might be somebody younger or older, somebody who was distracted, who's just waking up now. Could be whatever. But let's just try to help and share our wisdom for the good people. The monitoring spirits, keep on watching and keep getting your feelings hurt, because the Creator is with me. He's going to keep me ascending. And even when you think I failed in these last couple of days, right? I'm winning. I'm still here. I know it knocked the wind out of you. I'm sorry to make you have a happy day on something that you thought negative happened to me. My hacker friends love that, boy. They were like, yo, you know who said I'm not into the gossip. But if I need to, you know, make some alterations in my life, I will definitely do it, because I don't pride myself in being a killer, right? I'm not that. But when it comes time to making alterations in your life, you cannot be afraid to pull that trigger and utilize the righteous killer instincts that you have inside of you. What if you have children in the bedroom sleeping and there's some poisonous insect crawling around, a bunch of them in your house? What you gonna do? Just, well, I don't want to kill nothing. I just, you know, and they wake up bitten and they got to go to the hospital. Their legs swelled up, might even just risk their life. No, you get that spray, you get that slipper or that broom or whatever it is, and you go to kill those bugs, because they're going to affect your well-being and the well-being of your children and the lives of you and your children. So if anybody threatens that, or the quiet venom that they have on the inside behind a smiling Colgate smile face, you have killer instinct, and you kill their grip on your life. I'm not saying to kill them now. Don't go on and report me and say, oh, you said to kill people. I did not say that, because it's tough enough out here in this world to survive, to make ends meet, and to ascend. Oh man, you better have more energy than most, and a plan and a focus. And these people are not bringing anything into your life that's good, so you have to do away with them. They're like weeds around a plant. The roots are going to go down and choke the plant off and kill it. So you better kill them weeds. Anyway, I'm leaving for good this time. For those who are looking for the app is dead. Got 10 good years out of it. Why is it dead? You didn't pay your bills, Lance? No, I paid my bills. When I first got the app in 2013, I paid $1,000 for it to be grandfathered in. So I never had to pay. But the company went under. And I believe they did it on purpose so they can start everybody on the same plan of paying. Most people did. They weren't efficient and had a lot of complaints in the operation of the app, right? So they suggested another company, but the other company wasn't a different company. It was the same company where they're charging all of this money. So I say, you know what? It was pretty cool having it. But the bottom line is that you can take Lancescurv.com and save it on your homepage, because a lot of the different prompts on the app brought you back to Lancescurv.com. So just put Lancescurv.com there. It's a mobile version and it works the same way. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm not gonna have them yank me out of all this money. And I have my website. The website's just as good as that. So I'll keep reminding people, you know, on your smartphone, go to Lancescurv.com, pull it up, and then save it to your home screen. You have the same avatar, you hit it, you have the same prompts. It's a little different, but you can get to everything directly, right? Depending on how good your phone is. One of them little phones that don't work right, then you know, a couple cracks in the screen, you're gonna have problems. But other than that, it works the same way. I just want to pass that message on to you. It's been glorious talking to you. I love the feedback. I love the interactions that we have, whether it's on the cell phone, the email, or the actual comment section. And we're going to keep going with this, and we're not going to stop. And just know that I sincerely love you all, whether we talked or not. I can feel your spirit. I'm also an empath, right? And as soon as I'm slowing this down, I hear the bats outside. So they're calling me, right? Lancescurv signing out from the Bat Cave, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.